Hi, I'm Shann Carr, and with some of the feisty agents from Liasco Partners, we're going to demystify how you save money when buying and selling investment property with a 1031 exchange. The point of a 1031 exchange is to not pay the capital gains tax, right? You can defer it, roll it over, and you can do it again and again, from investment property to investment property, never paying tax on the capital gains. And you may never have to pay those taxes if you do it until you die. Capital gains tax range from somewhere in the mid-teens to the mid-20%. If you plan ahead, you really can make a difference in how you increase your wealth. Now you have a big chunk of money that Uncle Sam can't nibble out of your pocket, and you can invest it in your very next purchase.
Any type of investment property can be exchanged for another type of investment property.
A single-family residence can be exchanged for a duplex.
Or an office for apartments.
Raw land for a shopping center.
In a 1031 exchange, the properties must be like for like, meaning like for kind. Not like for different or like for snarky, but like for kind.
Like for kind doesn't mean the properties need to be either alike or the same kind. It means they both need to be investment property.
Can I exchange a place on my planet for one on yours?
No.
It cannot be your primary residence or a foreign property.
So before you get started, you'll have to find a qualified accommodator to handle your transaction.
A QI, a qualified intermediary.
Not a codependent, a qualified accommodator.
An accommodator holds the funds from the sale of the first investment property until it can be invested in the second property.
From the moment you relinquish and close on your first property, you have 180 days to close on the new investment.
Not gay standard time.
Not 182, not 183, and certainly not 184.
180 calendar days.
Relinquish.
Your timeline begins when your first escrow closes.
If you don't get your 1031 exchange done in time,
There's just a small fee lost, and then you have to pay your taxes.
You have 45 days to identify one or more properties.
You can identify up to 3 properties and buy whichever you like.
Not 46.
You can identify any number of properties as long as they equal less than 200% of the contributing sale.
Not 47, and certainly not 48.
You may identify as many properties as you like, with no value cap, but then you must purchase 95% of them.
You must reinvest everything from the first transaction into the next one. Anything left over will be taxed and is called the boot.
That sounds so gay.
So if you're a flipper, that's not going to work for a 1031 exchange.
That's right, you can't flip it. You have to hold the property as an investment. There are other relatives to the simple 1031 exchange.
Reverse exchange, delayed exchange, and improvement exchange. And then there's the property swap. Like you're really gonna find some girl who wants your property and you want hers.
That sounds like a hot mess. If you work with professionals, it won't be that complicated. Realtors, stay engaged. Check with your client and make sure they're meeting their deadlines and communicating with people. And always make sure they check with their legal and tax counsel before, during, and after the transaction.
Escrow, legal fees, realtor commission, title insurance, transfer tax, notary, and recording are considered money reinvested in buying the new property. Expenses like rent, insurance, and property tax are not added. Flippers are discouraged. Short sales and REOs are virtually impossible to use.